The time is among us. Not among us. What the fuck? Upon us. 2022 is coming to an end, and I thought I'd give a rating on everything that I have seen throughout the year. So yes, I am lonely. Yes, I have no life, but let's cast our minds back to winter of 2022. The new year came around and we all swore off the gym, we all swore off anime, but not me though. I swore off isekais. They were just becoming the carbon copy of trash after trash after trash. So you know what I did? Decided to watch an isekai. Arifureta, I hope I said that right. I can never pronounce names right. Arifureta got a season 2, and you know, as much as I enjoyed the trash that was season 1, I could not get past episode 5. It was I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. So I'm gonna give a rating of TBR, which basically means to be rated, which I'll probably never go back and rate it. Demon Slayer season 2 just blew up right in my face with animation, action, voice acting, everything and above. It just showed what this product is and what it will become. It just showed us another Hashira, which is a fucking top G, man. Holy shit, this guy just gave hopes to all weebs that you can get this many women if you are Chad enough. I mean, I'm part of Islam, so I get 4 wives anyway. Overall, I just prefer the season to the last season and to the movie, surprisingly. I just think the sheer scale of it, acting involved, especially the voice acting involved, was just phenomenal. You can't top this season. I think it just got into my good books. So I'm actually quite excited for next season. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Attack on Titan season 4 part 2. Oh man, being a manga reader and seeing this anime unfold is honestly a real treat. When everyone's just around the campfire, they all just talk about their beliefs, their views, everything they've been through, and the lives and friends that they have lost along the way. Just seeing Rainer's, I can't. It's just perfect. It was just the perfect scene for me, honestly. I love the season so much, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. My dress up, darling. Well, you know, we all know where this is going. The doll maker and a fan that turns cosplayer. A cute rom-com where 2 unlikely people come together to create something very interesting. I mean, it's a fun show that covers cosplaying. It also covers like sort of the mind of a cosplayer, different fabrics and materials that they use and measurements, and I just thought it was really cool. If you look past all the, you know, it's actually a very interesting show. So I'm pretty sure it was made for the people who are down bad. So I'm just gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Bisco, this was an interesting show. I enjoyed the action and the world that it took place in. I think if it got season 2, I'd probably watch it, but the CGI monsters did take me out of it, and it was kind of hard to watch sometimes. But hey, it was fun either way. So I'm gonna give this a nice 6 out of 10. Spring of 2022. There was a lot of good stuff that was released and a lot of funny and cute stuff as well. So let's start with the one that did both. Spy X Family. It took the community by storm, and when I'm talking about this show, I'm talking about the main character, Anya. She was cameoed in a lot of manga. Everybody loved memeing her a lot. It was a great take on the Mr. and Mrs. Smith type story where a telepathic daughter brought this comedy together. I mean, it's a fun show to watch. If you want to kill some time, I recommend this. I wouldn't personally give it a high rating. I'll just give it a nice 6.5 out of 10. Love is War's final season, but not actually the final season, still kept up with the comedy and actually had an end goal this time. It was quite interesting to see our protagonists kiss and actually confess to each other. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. Rising of the Shield Hero season 2. Now I know I said I wasn't gonna watch a lot of isekai stuff.
I lied.
I mean, I enjoyed the first season so much. I thought this season would be great as well. I'm not gonna lie, I did not enjoy this season at all. I think the personal storyline of our main character ended way too quick, so it kind of left us wondering what we were gonna do with him. I mean, if you like the show, you like the show, but personally, it's just not for me. 5 out of 10. Komi can't communicate. This is, you know, same old. I think the only problem is if you was to switch the season 2 badge and season 1, I don't think you'll see much of a difference. Maybe there are a few episodes that did something, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did with the first season. It just felt like the same old. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Summertime Rendering. It had a great story. It had a very strong start, especially the first couple of episodes, but I decided to watch it with my friends and we haven't watched it since. So I'm gonna give this a TBR, which is kind of sad because I imagined this show being great. Your Boy Kyungmin. This show is the most underrated anime of the year. There's a legendary mastermind who lives in China. He gets reverse isekai'd. Yeah, I know I said I want to watch isekai, but
I lied.
He got reverse isekai'd into Halloween night. So he starts wandering about and encounters this bar. He meets this waitress or bartender, she turns out to be a singer. He was taken away from her singing. He decides to become her manager and take her to the top of the musical world just because of how big brain this dude is. The music is great, the comedy is great, everything about the show is just so much fun. Honestly, I enjoyed it and I really want to see a season 2, so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's right, I enjoyed it that much. Jujutsu Kaisen 0. This was a great movie. I watched it in cinemas with my friends. It was incredible. I think it was better than the first season. It was a prequel to the first season. We got introduced to new characters such as Yuta, and we got a bit more in-depth understanding of what Gojo and Geto are and what they plan to do. What I find very interesting about this story is that I'm starting to believe that Gojo is the main character. I know Itadori and the other guys, we've seen them before, but Gojo is a very interesting character, especially his friend Geto. With the recent announcement of season 2, it's just Jujutsu Kaisen is just changing up the formula of what shonen is, and I am so excited for the next season. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a good 9 out of 10. During the summer, I had a lot of free time, so I was editing non-stop. I decided to add a lot more anime to my plate. Now let's start with one that really took my breath away, Call of the Night. This show has a great vibe to it, especially during the night. We get to see different people's personal struggles and how the night helps fade it away. Also, there are vampires in it. I don't know if you know about this. The vibe of it, the music, everything about it, it's just so chill, and I want to read the manga, but I would prefer to see the anime just for the vibes, honestly. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it was really good. Classroom of the Elite returned very well and very strong. It reminded a lot of people of why this show is pretty good. I haven't read the light novel, so I can't really compare it to the show, but I hope Ayano loses. Like, really loses, takes a massive L, because it will be really interesting to see how he'll come back from that, because right now he just seems like an OP 5-head type of dude and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's Ayano or nothing, you know. So it's interesting story. I hope to see more. 7.5 out of 10. Rent a Girlfriend season 2. Well, yeah, it returned. A very terrible show has returned. I mean, I'm happy they got more. I'm happy Chizuru got more screen time, but other than that, it's a pretty bad show. I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Made in the Abyss season 2. Yes, this is potentially anime of the year, man. I love this season so much. It had everything. One thing I had a problem with last season was that they were moving through the Abyss too fast, but this season they took their time. A section of the Abyss which was beautiful but also terrifying at the same time, and that's just what Made in Abyss does best. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, I think anime of the year. Licorice Recall. Cute girls doing cute things by shooting things. Yeah, does what it does on the tin, you know. 5 out of 10. Stepmom Daughter is my ex. you can already tell this show was it was so bad. I don't know why I watched it. Ruby, great animation, but I didn't get to finish the show. I don't think I enjoyed it as much, so I'm just gonna give it a TBR. Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Wow, this show completely changed the internet's opinion on Cyberpunk with its terrible launch. I mean, people have PTSD now as soon as they played this tune. People start crying and they're already committing suicide. So yeah, and it's one of the main reasons why I advocate for game shows, or especially animated ones, because you just get to see how beautiful the universe of gaming is, you know. I'm gonna give this show 8 out of 10 because it did feel a bit rushed. A lot of things happened very fast. If they slowed down a bit, I think it would have been a great 9 out of 10. Let's talk about the contender for anime of the year, Bocchi the Rock. This came out of nowhere. It has a higher rating than Chainsaw Man, so I had to check it out. And wow, what an amazing show this is. It's about a girl who is socially awkward and gets pushed to perform in this band with other girls her age. The comedy is so good. It makes me laugh every time. Anything that Bocchi does just makes you go, oh, she's like me for real, for real. It's one of those shows where you have to watch it to experience it. Man, what an experience it was. I can see this show getting anime of the year because wow, this show is just amazing. I'm gonna give it a good 10 out of 10. But let's talk about the most anticipated show of the year, the one that everyone has been talking about, Chainsaw Man. Our main character has lived a life of struggle and survival, and once he encounters this woman called Makima, she ensures that his life will be okay now. So what will be his new purpose? What will be his new character arc now? That's right, touching some fucking titties. What a king. This show has a lot of great things to offer, and it's slowly becoming one of my favorite shows this year. It has a lot of good qualities to potentially turn into a great show. What I do love about this show so far is that they've killed a couple of characters very early on, and I'm kind of happy and sad that they did. I mean, they did mention it over and over again, like, you don't want to get into this profession because everyone we meet from now on has the potential of dying very soon, and kind of reminds me of a show that did that in the first season as well. Interesting. Spy X Family Part 2. Yeah, I only watched a few episodes and yeah, TBR, I'm not gonna rate it. Mob Psycho Season 3, it does not disappoint for me. It has everything I need in terms of animation, in terms of story, in terms of character arc, in terms of voice acting. It's a show with the full package, and I'm gonna give the show an 8 out of 10. Scratch that, I'm gonna give the show a 9 out of 10. My Hero Academia Season 6. Okay, I'm gonna put my hands up. Hey,
you got me.
This season has been the best season of My Hero to this day. This show has been leading up to this specific season, and I'm glad I didn't give up this season. I was very close to giving up. I thought if this season did not start off interesting, I would have just quit the show altogether. So yeah, I'm gonna give this show an 8 out of 10. Blue Locker as a manga reader, and the show dropping at the same time as the World Cup, I don't think this has come at a better time. The only problem I have with it is the constant CG and diluted moments taken from the manga. But everything else, it does have decent animation, and sometimes it has great animation, but it's very sort of hit or miss. I enjoy the show a lot, and I think next season or the upcoming episodes will get a lot better. So yeah, I'll give it a nice 7 out of 10. Bleach. After finishing the series in the summer, I'm very happy to see the return of Bleach and what all the previous fans have been waiting for. Its comeback has been wonderful. I'm so glad they didn't censor a lot of the brutality of this war, which I was scared that they would do, but I'm so glad they didn't, and I'm very excited for the upcoming season, so I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. That is it. That is 2022 wrapped up in a nutshell. Wrapped up perfectly in a bow, in a nutshell. Delivered to you by yours truly, edited by yours truly, voice acted by yours truly. Is it even voice acted? You know what? Yeah, voice acted by yours truly. But hey, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's liked, everyone who's seen my videos, commented. Everything you guys have done is just, it makes it more fun for me, you know. I enjoy making these videos. I know I don't have much time to do it because I'm in my final year of university, but damn, do I love making these videos. So I really do hope to see you guys in the next year, and I really hope my channel gets a lot more traction, inshallah. You know what to do: like, subscribe, and peace. See you next year, boys.